Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you don't want to miss these videos going forward. I do them every Wednesday, give or take. So let's talk about what's happening right now and this theme of patience, okay? This is the third time I've tried to record this video because I was needing to be patient to allow the messages to fully form before I share them with you all. So I'm taking my own medicine and slowing down. And so we've got Healing Circle this week. We're working with the theme, the power of patience, and that is really what's present right now, and I want to talk about that. So we're coming off of 2 weeks of an eclipse cycle. This eclipse cycle is maybe one of the most intense that I've ever been through. It was intense for me physically, it was intense for me emotionally, it was intense in the best way possible that I got some awarenesses and saw some things and moved through some illusion energy of where I was kidding myself on some things in a really big way. It's been powerful, but it's been a lot to integrate, both on a physical and emotional and just a mental body level. And we're also in a retrograde cycle, which means that things are moving slow and a little wonky and communication is hard. We have to give ourselves a lot of grace. And so there's a lot of things asking us to slow down right now. And what I witness when I talk with people about slowing down or patience, or the idea of taking our time and just being more in that feminine energy, there are so many shame programs that we carry that make us not do that, right? That tell us, oh, I should be getting this done, I should be doing that. And we don't take care of ourselves and slow down as we should. And when we do that and we try to force ourselves into moving faster through something, we don't complete things. And so retrogrades are about completion energy. And what I'm witnessing is that this is a pattern that I've seen in myself, and I'm seeing it in clients that are showing up to me now too, is that I allow myself some grace. I allow myself to have some time to process. I give myself this little window and I say, I'm gonna feel everything for this little window of time or this day. But that's not really giving myself permission to be in the process the way that I need to be. Right? I'm putting a time limit on it. I'm saying I only have this much time to feel this grief, or this much time to feel this anger, or to process this physical issue that's happening in my body. I'm too busy. I can't do it. And so this frequency of patience and the power of patience is in saying, if we allow ourselves to fully slow down, we can fully complete things and they can fully resolve, and they don't need to continue to linger, right, through a long period of time in our life. And so it's interesting, as I've been going through another round of healing with my left ear, all of the awarenesses that are coming forward and how multidimensional they are. There's a past life component, there's an ancestral component, there's an emotional component, there's a physical TMJ and nerve issue component. And I'm having to approach it from all angles and come at it from a lot of different places and be really patient as I pull apart all these energies. And honestly, anything that you might be working on healing right now is going to be like that, okay? We are way past the point where we're working on easy stuff. We are in the nitty-gritty, difficult things, and they are so layered and so multidimensional that if we're not patient, we will miss things, right? If we're not careful and slow and deliberate, we will miss things, and we will carry that energy longer than we need to, or that disease or that emotional blockage or whatever is happening, that pain, longer than we need to, because we're not allowing ourselves to drop into a deep place of patience and pull back and see the whole picture. And so that's really what we're being asked to do right now. So if you've got something that's creating a challenge for you, I encourage you to be like the tortoise and move very slowly in looking at it and being with it. And it's interesting because as I've been working with my ear, I'm also downloading all these codes and information for our next New Earth Now school in June, which we're going to be working on the feminine aspect and bringing the feminine aspect of technology forward and healing our relationship with the more masculine elements of technology. And what was shown to me is that my feminine channel on the left side of my head has a break in it. And yeah, I've got some physical things that are happening, but on an energetic structure level, I have a break in my feminine channel. And that break is because of all of the wounding that I've done to myself of forcing my feminine energy to be pushed back down, and forcing my emotions to be unexpressed, and forcing myself to quiet those aspects down so that I could keep going, so that I could keep doing, right? So here I am again, healing another wounded masculine aspect in myself, and inviting my feminine energy forward and giving her lots of permission to take her time and to be fully expressed in the way that she wants to be. And as I'm doing that, my ear's getting better, right? There's less pain in my ear. There's more movement in my ear in this channel, and this channel is being healed. And so that's just an example from my life about how multidimensional is. There's an ancestral component to it too, right? Where none of the women in my family ever got to take the time to fully express their needs and to get what they needed from their partners, and to take what they needed in terms of caring for their bodies, right? We are in a time period where we are being forced to move at a pace and in a world that doesn't feel in alignment with most of us. And so a lot of our physical density issues and our physical body issues have emotional and ancestral and life components. And so it takes a little while to work through that process. If we don't allow ourselves the patience and the grace to take the time that we need to be with these things, then as I said, they linger, right? They continue on. So the invitation is, how do I pull back and slow down? And how do I unwind from these programs that say that I just need to keep fighting? I need to keep forcing. I need to keep moving at a faster pace, and really take the time that you need to heal whatever it is that's up for you. Okay, whether that's emotional or physical, whatever it is. And so that's really the essence of the energies right now. They're asking us to be able to work with patience. And so one of the things that we're going to be doing in Healing Circle is we're going to be doing some healing on the vagus nerve, especially as it comes down into the diaphragm, and clearing energies here in the diaphragm that tell us that we can't take a deep breath, right? That we need to make things happen. That kind of panic energy is what we're going to be healing and moving out, so that you can take the time that you need. And we're going to be doing some clearing around time, and this belief that some of us have that says there's not enough time, we're running out of time, there's never enough time. That's such a story in our collective, and it almost, for many of us, I think, has become a badge of honor of how busy we are. So that's really what we're being asked to do. And so you might get some hard lessons this month, especially as we're coming into Mercury retrograde, where you're forcing something, and instead of listening and noticing that you're forcing something, you don't, and the universe comes in and shuts you down, right? Perhaps the universe comes in and turns your computer off while you're trying to send an email. Or I saw my friend Kat, she posted that she ran over her phone with her lawnmower and that was trying to get her to slow down, right? So there's all these things, these little signals that are asking us to be patient and slow down. And that's really the medicine. And I think on the other side of this, I know actually on the other side of this, what we're going to have is a greater connection to our feminine energy, which means that we're going to work on a greater connection to our needs and communicating those needs, and our emotional body and being connected to that, and being able to create more emotional intimacy in relationship with those around us, which are some of the themes that are going to come in the next couple of weeks once we get through this energy of patience. Okay, so everything right now is serving. I also just want to say that for me, I tend to beat myself up for being tired and not being able to do all the things that I normally do. And when I'm processing something really big, it is, and I'm moving through something hard, right, which comes in cycles and waves for me, it's hard for me to do anything but do the work that I do in the world, right? See clients and teach. And so that means that things like laundry and dishes and, grocery shopping and those kinds of things are harder for me during those windows. And I have historically shamed the heck out of myself for not being able to do it all. And I recently picked up this book called Emotional Labor that I highly recommend if you're somebody that identifies with what I'm talking about. And this book doesn't actually teach you how not to do emotional labor for everybody, but it does introduce the concept of emotional labor. And she gives a lot of examples of how even if we're not physically doing something for those around us, we are emotionally carrying the burden for a lot of people around us, especially if we're highly sensitive or empathic, or we're in a female body because we're expected to be doing emotional labor, or we're a person of color. She gives a lot of different examples of how this emotional labor takes a toll. And for me, what it has done is it's given me permission to rest. It's given me a lot of permission without shame to take care of myself, because I'm realizing that even if I am just making a video, or I am just sitting and doing a project or something, there is a part of me that is always clearing for the collective and always tuned into the emotional field of the collective and doing a heck of a lot of work all the time, even when I'm not working, to support. And that extends to my clients, that extends to my family. And so this book has been great because it's given me a lot of permission to slow down and a lot of permission to be patient with myself and not shame myself. So I highly recommend it if you are struggling with any of those things. I think it would be a great book for you to pick up and read or listen to if this theme of patience is really important to you and you're having a hard time giving yourself grace, okay? So I do suspect that a lot of you have been feeling a lot in your bodies. And so as I mentioned, it's multidimensional what you're healing. These eclipse portals tend to inflame us. So if you've not been feeling good and you haven't been able to do all the things that you normally do, this too shall pass, okay? And it's imperative for you to lean fully into it so that it can pass. If you don't give yourself full permission to experience whatever it is that you're experiencing, again, it just extends that time of suffering. So lean in, everybody. That's what you're being asked to do right now. Lean in and be patient with yourselves. And if that sounds good to you, we'll be doing some work on that in our healing circle this coming Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I'll put more information about that below this video. I also want to say that I have a single or a couple of double spaces that just opened. I'm going to kind of let the universe decide. So whoever claims it first and whatever they claim is the direction I'll go for my embodied way shower retreat in August. And I'm really excited about this retreat because we're going to be working a lot with the nervous system and the physical body, in addition to esoteric practices and teachings and ceremonies and sound healing and all the things that we always do. But we're going to really be supporting the nervous system. I'm going to be teaching you all how to co-regulate, how to feel safe in the body. We're going to be doing a lot of really important work so that we can be embodied in these sensitive states that we are. And I also have a retreat opening up in October with my friends Leah and Beto and my husband Josh, and it's going to be a Vision Quest style retreat. We did one last year. It's opening up again this year, and so I'll include that link below this video too. So lots of really good opportunities to drop in with me and my team and my helpers and get more support. I know a lot of you are struggling and things are really hard. We're being asked to move through really hard things right now. And so if you're feeling like you want to be in connection and community, those are really good ways to do that and to drop deeper in person and receive some really important medicine. So I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.